Good afternoon, everybody, and Merry Christmas. I hope Santa is kind to everyone and all that jazz. Definitely been kind to the industry. I mean, we've had a lot of awesome releases thus far, but this one here really piqued my interest. Feelthere's Embraer 170 and 175, 190, 195 series. So, uh, now first and foremost, this isn't going to be a McSlander Fest by no stretch of imagination, but we'll cover a few things. I'm gonna do a quick trip today from Fort Worth to Northwest Arkansas Regional, about 281 miles. So cold and dark, which we all know never happens, but I just loaded it up and bam, there we go. So anyway, without further ado, we'll get our batteries up and going here. Panel looks pretty clean. I mean, I have it. I don't know. There's been a lot of um, there's been a lot of concern voiced in regards to the graphics, but you know. Anywho, all right. So I'll get all this together here, and I think I may have all of 20 minutes on this airplane. So please excuse me. There we go. Flight plan. All right. So what did I say? What DFW to KXNA? Cool. So we'll run this guy here, get this thing all loaded up, and get out of here, and then we'll have a little chit chat about it. So KXNA, bam. So I mean, the biggest thing about the airplane, of course, is getting used to its logic, since it's a little weird in comparison to what we're all used to and comfortable with. So, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. All right. So I think 17 right is the favored departure. Yep. And Kuna 7 MLC direct Razorback to Arkansas. All right. MLC. And then we're gonna jump direct to Razorback. We'll go ahead and activate that. And next, I'm looking for the. I'm still thinking Boeing. I say for some reason, I've spent a lot of time with the new NGX here lately. RZ, what is it? RZ Romeo Zulu Charlie. Yeah, okay. All right. A lot of time with 7.3 here lately, so just bear with me. Kind of jumping back and forth, getting all my numbers together. The departure set, that's all good there. I guess I'm gonna go against the grain real quick. I'm gonna set my arrival stuff up just because I can. 16 ILS. Yep. I'll take that too. Insert. Activate. Perfect. All right. Let's see. Cruise. We'll do 0.74 Mach there. I do have some other options there. Max speed, all that fun stuff. Next. Let's see, what fuel is it calling for? It's going, what is it, 8,000 pounds. Reserve be about 1,300. I'll do 1,300 right there. Not at all hard to set up. Like I said, just getting used to the little nuances of this particular airplane. I wonder if it'll take 270. Oh, there we go. Perfect. 270. Oh, all right. Let's see. Throw in some wins here. 259 at 27. Oh, excuse me, guys. It is allergy season for me, and I am paying the price. My gosh. All right. Zero fuel weight. So this is where I think we've gotten kind of spoiled with all the handy dandy EFBs and all the nice little gadgets that we all know and love. And now we're resorting to the very crude method of entering wins. This is not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. Let's see, payload. Not a big deal at all. For me at least. All right, 48. Do some old school manual figure in here. All right, give me about 65.5. All right. Can't be scared to pull that old calculator out. All right, there we go. Let's see, surface winds. We'll use. You guys know what I didn't do? I didn't load up. What's that doohickey called? Active Sky. There we go. Didn't load that guy up. Bear with me. It's all last minute. Alright, we're gonna kind of cheat a little bit. Alright, dude, we get the point. Move. I'm gonna cheat just for a little bit. Throw that in there. So yeah, I mean, for the most part, programming the flight management computer is just like any other flight management computer. Just the different sections are placed in different areas, and the for lack of better terms, the topography is a little different than the UI. So we don't have the luxury of the automatic V-speed calculations like we get used to, or I know I'm spoiled by it. So we'll just kind of, the best way I've seen, well, what I'm doing now, I'm just I just printed out the V speeds on from the manual. Yeah, I'm just throwing it in here. 123, 131, and 136, and we'll do right there. So yeah, we don't have the I'm sure, I think there's a calculator that a lot of guys have been using that's originally, I guess it was done for X-Plane. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it was intended for an X-Plane version of this aircraft, not from Feelthere, but from another vendor. And some people have been using that. So, you know, whatever. At the end of the day, it's really whatever works. So, all right, takeoff. I want to make sure all that's good. So what we're going to do, we're going to jump off to the thruster rating page here. Make sure everything's kosher. We're going to turn on the ref ECS is on. I got quite a bit of runway, so we'll flex it. We'll just throw in 35, which I think I gotta, here we go, gotta do that. Alright, enter that. Let's see. Takeoff temp 7 degrees Celsius. That's cool. Alright, so I really hadn't changed anything on that in there. So that's kosher. Cool. So for the most part, we're pretty much all set up here. Now this is where I kind of a little awkward for me. The viewpoint or the perspective is kind of off for me, so I just manually kind of set it up to where it's a little easier for me. Let's scroll this dude. What did it say? We're cleared all the way up to, what did I say? I think it was 270. So we'll scroll this guy all the way to 270. There we go. Just like that. Cool. Alright, and we're onto our speeds here. We'll do FMS, manage speeds. Throw this dude over here in the barrel. And while we're thinking about it, while I'm thinking about it, and FedEx be kicking in, getting ready to start the APU for us. Excuse me. And okay, press that dude there. That looks good. Alright, so we've pressed the toggle button. That's all set. Everything looks to be in order. I got plenty of pressure in our accumulator. For the most part, everything, I set everything auto. I've seen it where some people will turn these pumps to on, but I just set everything auto. 12 o'clock position tends to be the name of the game here, so awesome. I think that's about set up. What's the... Okay, looks like the APU is still lining out. We'll give that a minute, but... Alright, looks like I hear the PATs coming on. Alright, emergency light armed. We'll turn all that on there. And we got bleed pressure, both sides, so that's cool. And so we can go ahead and disconnect. Okay, so that's already disconnected. Alright. Cool. Alright, so nav light on, beacon light on. Go ahead and turn this sterile guy on there. Oh, welcome guys, those of you who are just coming in. I'm not even going to bother real quick. So, you open the door. It's not a huge deal, but apparently when you open the main cabin door, both sides open up. Like I said, it's not a huge deal. It's just, you know, at this point, I really don't even want to use GSX for right now. I'm sure that's going to be patched out, of course, but that's just what that's our reality for right now. So, try to throw that in there real quick. Alright, then we're about ready to go. So we'll go ahead and call up our pushback tug here and head on out of here. Alright, so everything looks good there. Go. Alright, so but yeah, overall, I mean, just looking at it now, I don't have I don't have any experience at all on the Embraers other than riding in them in the back. So, I mean, I can't sit here and tell you that the geometry's off in the cabin, you know, or any of that. But I have heard that. I mean, it looks, from the photos I've seen, you know, it looks to be okay. Alright. And I guess to the left. Excuse me. Alright, so not a whole lot to the start process. We'll just turn that guy on there. And of course you'll hit your timer, but don't worry about it. I do like the logic here. See our bleed pressure's dropping off during the startup, so that's pretty cool there to see the logic is working. As far as the pneumatic system is concerned. Alright, so it's like number 2 is coming up there. Looking pretty good right now. Alright, looks like number 2's lined out. Should make sure we're clear there. We'll close that guard and we'll go ahead and fire up number 1. Yes, sir. Number 2 compressor spinning up. And 1 speed's coming up nicely. Alright, it's like number flight control check in progress. That's pretty cool. Does it do anything as far as the... That's pretty cool. Alright. Parking brake set. Alright. Good engine start. While they're doing their thing, we'll go ahead and get everything prepped on our end. So don't think we'll need the APU. We'll go ahead and turn that off. And what is nice about it, you can kind of look here and make sure everything is in its normal position. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so we'll be doing a flaps 2 takeoff. So we'll set that guy up for flaps 2 or auto brake for RTO. Like I said, not a bad looking model. I mean, to me, I don't know what you guys think, but you can kind of see the flaps there, leading edge slats up front. You can see the linkages there. I mean, not a horrible looking model. Of course, not without its issues, but you know, definitely not a bad looking model. All right, there's APU. I don't know. I don't know. The APU sounds a little. I'm not just a huge fan of the APU sounds and what's weird about it. And I could be wrong. I very well could be wrong. It sounds very similar to the APU sounds they use like, man, close to 10 years ago. Could be wrong. I mean, not being super petty, but just throwing that out there. It did sound. Those sounds did bring back some memories from their older Embraer series. I'm sure, but you know, sounds that's you know, especially you got TSS. I'm pretty sure TSS or somebody will drop a package and drop a new sound package and make all that go away. Anywho, taxi's pretty good actually. I'm on idle now, and she has a pretty good trot. Nothing too insane. I tried a single engine taxi earlier, and it didn't work out too well for me. I don't know, maybe perhaps I didn't follow the proper procedure. Not sure. The buttons, like from this viewpoint here, the buttons, I did find myself kind of struggling to read what the heck was what. Now, once you get used to it, I'm sure you'll kind of know its general positioning, but just out of the box, it's like, okay, what the heck is that, you know? But that's one of the things I found. For me, at least, that's an issue. All right, so I'll take 17 Romeo. We'll take off, and I think we'll fly runway heading, and we'll just fly the departure procedure out, and that'll get us heading over to Arkansas. That's the plan, at least. Now, another thing I noticed, all these issues, I was kidding. But one thing I did notice here is once we completed the startup, we get this yaw damper off enunciation. That is normal for the type to that is displayed after startup is complete. So once again, I've never really doubted Feelthere as far as their accuracy in the systems. Now, granted, I'm sure they're not just absolutely perfect. I'm pretty sure an Embraer driver can come there can come and nitpick the bejesus out of the thing, but I mean, for what I do, at least, I mean, it's totally okay with. So we're pretty much set up for takeoff, I think. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time at the little short line. You definitely want to pay attention to your taxi speed, because she will get away from you. She will get away from you. All right. We'll just ease on the brakes right here. Frame rates on the ground, yeah. I've seen better, but I've seen worse, so Alright, so we'll go ahead and arm that auto throttle. That's set. We'll go ahead and turn on the strobe lights, landing lights. Let's see, that's set. I'll notify the cabin. Alright, everything looks to be in order up here. We'll turn on. Worried about that. Yeah, we'll turn those guys on there. Cool. Alright. And let's see. I've got the all throttles armed there.
Takeoff, okay.
Alright. She says we're good for takeoff, then we're good for takeoff. Dang it. Alright. We'll see how this goes, since this thing moves like a scalded dog, so kind of have to be pretty quick there to hit all your climb flows. Alright. We'll get this guy kind of lined up here, and we'll do a rolling takeoff there. Here, all nice and line out. And bring up to about 40%. And the auto throttle should take over. There she is right there. She's coming out to play. And we'll let her take it. And we got takeoff thrust right there.
Speed alive. Thrust checked.
Whoop. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Alright. Alright, there's auto brake there. Well, not sure if you guys saw that, but We had a huge change in thrust there on our engines. That may be a hardware deal right there. I don't think that's so much with the airplane. We'll just exit the runway there. We'll exit the runway there, and we'll disengage the Alpha. Yep, we'll disengage the Alpha right there. All right. So I think what we gotta do, basically, I think we just need to. We just want to just follow it. As the yellow throttle is increasing the throttle with our PC throttles, you kind of want to just follow it. And we didn't do that on here, so I'm pretty sure we're totally going against the brake schedule. But that's fine. See if I can, there we go. And brakes. Okay, surprisingly they're pulling down very quickly. Extremely quickly. Alright, so by that time the brake temp should have come down to a reasonable level, which I believe that's reasonable there. So I think we're good. Kudos for the RTO system. It did indeed do its job. We had brakes, and the spoilers also deployed as well. So hats off to the RTO for that one. But yeah, it seems like I didn't catch it all the way, but it seems like my number two lever for some reason was performing as expected, but my number one was not, so it was trailing behind a good deal. I mean, a good bit, to a point to where I didn't even have enough I didn't have enough airspeed to compensate with my with the rudder. So off she went. But had that would have happened more closer to our V speeds, I think we could have just kicked in some right rudder, and I think we would have been flying regardless. We'll try it again, see what happens. But I've had similar experiences with the Mad Dog. You really gotta follow the throttle, the auto throttle, as it brings up power. So we'll try that here and see what happens. Thank goodness for our super duper nitrogen cooled brakes, apparently, because they man, that's weird. You guys see that? My panel is literally glowing almost. Let's see here. Alright, we'll try this again. Let's see, we'll arm the auto throttle. Make sure she's happy.
Takeoff, okay.
Alright. And make sure overhead panel's still in proper configuration. Man, oh man, That panel is really bright. Seems like as soon as the airport lighting turned on, the panel got super bright. Alright, we're not going to delay. We're going to go ahead and get her lined up. Same thing. Just apply takeoff power and see if we can get out of here. Alright. Take off. Alright, there's the auto throttle. Here, lined up there.
V1.
Okay.
Rotate.
Alright, pull back, ease off a little bit. Alright. Gear up. Follow the command bars.
Gear up.
Alright, we're at 400 feet, so I think we can engage LNAV there. And then while we're doing that, see, this is why you can't really see exactly what's going on there. Let's see, VNAV. All right. Yeah, this is super odd. And so we try not to stall. Alright, you know what? We're just going to disengage the auto throttle and we're going to fly the airplane. See if we can get cleaned up real quick. Alright. Alright, see if we can make some sense of logic here. Alright. So it's saying 143, which is obviously not accurate. Let's see if we can adjust that real quick. And I'll explain this switch here momentarily. Okay. Alright. I think she's safe to give it back to the auto throttle. And I'm going to engage the autopilot here. Alright, so definitely. Alright, so what are you doing now? What are you doing now?
Throttle.
Let's see.
Autopilot.
There we go. Alright. And we're almost 10,000 feet and we haven't got this thing lined out yet. Alright. It's going to overshoot. But we'll just let it do its thing. Alright, so what in the world is going on here? All right, so apparently all of our performance data is no longer there. All right, so we'll have to manually get ourselves sorted until we can figure this out. All right, 0.74. Next page. Yeah, none of this info is here anymore. Wow, none of it. Okay. All right. Climb, that's really what I'm most concerned about. All right. Let's give it back to the FMS and see. Let's go back here. Performance. Cruise. I think we said 27,000. All right. Yeah, very weird. I'm not sure how that happened. The only thing I can assume is perhaps maybe that rejected takeoff had something to do with it, and yeah, not 100% sure. No, let's do this though. Let's do waypoint identification. Wonder if it's just trying to manual cruise. All right, yep. So it's going to see more, so that's cool. All right.
Transition altitude.
All right. So you would think you should be able to press the where it says push for standard. Press that, but we don't get our 2902, so kind of press B, and there you go. Yeah, that was weird. Because a flight summary page, I'm not sure. Let's see. Not sure if you guys seen that, but that flight summary page, you normally get that, especially on Embraers. Well, yeah, on Embraers, you normally get the flight summary page after you've landed. Now, it was my assumption that that was triggered by weight on wheel sensor, but apparently that's not the case. Maybe it follows throttle, so it saw. I don't know. I don't know. That's just me purely speculating, but um, I think they were fighting more of a hardware issue with my throttles, because what I did, applied power to about 40% ish. Normally the auto throttle is supposed to take over and bring you to takeoff power. In theory, in a normal airplane, that's how it works. But with us being in the sim, of course, especially if you have a noisy controls, sometimes that can cause some interference. So it's best to just follow it, follow the auto throttles all the way up, and just leave them there. Because right now I have my throttles, my hardware throttles kind of all the way. Oh yeah, they're all the way up. I got them all the way up right now, and it seems to be tracking just fine. But if you kind of move them a little bit, I'm not sure if you guys see that number 2. It gets a little weird. So it doesn't completely lock you out, which makes sense, but no, it's kind of odd. But I'm assuming since we're actually away from flying more towards the east, that's why our panel looks the way it does. I'm not 100% sure on that, but really? Gotcha. Okay. So, alright. So apparently that's a bit of an issue there with the landing lights. So that apparently eliminates the entire panel. So yeah, not sure why it lost all of our performance calculations. Like I said, I can only assume that with the rejected takeoff, maybe we should have, maybe it blows everything out on a rejected takeoff, you know, so you can go back and actually re-verify your numbers, which I'm probably 100% sure that's what it was. So, just FYI, if you have to do an RTO in this thing, go back and check your numbers and make sure everything's populated. 'Cause that's basically what it was. We were taking off, and we had absolutely no performance data put in, and it was basically flying. It was basically flying our V2, which was like 130. Yeah, it was like 132 knots. So. The joys of learning a new airplane. But so far, I mean, seems to be holding. We got a pretty bad crosswind there, 76 knot crosswind. So that's why if you look at our navigation display, our movie map, we're our track is not exactly on course there. It's compensating for that crosswind, but we should be picking up a little bit of a tailwind, so maybe we'll pick up some ground speed. So we got your vertical profile there. Wish I could make this dude go away. How do you do that? I'm pretty sure it's a click spot or something. Make that guy go away. Alright. But we're at cruise now, 27,000 feet. Frame rates, it's fluctuating. Of course, it's set to unlimited. Alright, so we don't have the looks like we don't have the oh, what is that called? The gradual floodlights. We don't have that. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think that's why this airplane got as much flack as it did when it dropped, is because, I mean, you got what FS Labs just released, or just dropped the NDA on the A321, so everybody knows about the A321. The A320 was all already a pretty decent aircraft. Then you got Fly the Mad Dog X, which is beautiful. Then you got the NGXU, and so we kind of get used to the EFBs. We get used to the the live weight and balance update, and we get used to all these things. And you got a developer that drops something that's a little it takes a little bit more effort to get everything set up, and I think that had a lot to do with it. We had a lot of really good releases here lately, and not to say this thing is, not to say that it's bad. I don't think that at all. It's just I don't think it's as good as it could have. I mean, as it could have been. Um, I think I think it could have used a little more polishing before releasing, but you know how impatient we can be. Um, from a systems perspective, I mean, you know, I can't sit here and vouch for it, but um, I know the flight management system just in itself is about what you'll see, pretty close to what you'll see, you know, plus or minus software revisions on the actual airplane. So, you know, that's huge there for me. And you know, as I said before, Feelthere has always been pretty good on their from the avionics side. And yeah, I mean, I knew there's, you know, I knew they were gonna have to run a patch or two to get everything lined out. I mean, they did when they first released the ERJ series, the 135, 145, and all that. I mean, it took a couple of patches to get everything lined out. So I'm assuming it's going to be the same thing here. Now, I don't think they'll go as far as adding electronic flight bags and all the wizardry that we're used to, but I think a lot of the glaring issues that we've been dealing with, I think over time they'll get it patched out. I think I think it'll turn to something pretty decent. Just like with anything, you know, Airbus, Boeing, you know, there is a bit of a learning curve, and you know, as I said, just getting used to logic is huge. Um, they did the manual is about 120 something pages, 126 pages, I think. Looks strangely familiar from their version 2 since it is the version 2 manual. And but I don't think a whole lot's changed. I don't know. It would have been nice to, you know, maybe at least rename the manual, but unless I've maybe been looking at the wrong one, which I don't think because I don't have the version 2. The version 2 of this aircraft. I mean, flying wise, it's, you know, it's tracking the flight plan just fine, it seems. I haven't had a whole lot of issues there so far. Let's zoom this thing out a little bit. Alright. Kind of figured there's a discontinuity. And we'll just go direct there and activate that dude. There is a hold in our approach, but I don't think we'll be flying that. We'll go into plan mode. Let's see here. See if I can remember how to do this. Close that. Should be a way you can kind of, there we go, key over to the next waypoint. Alright, so we'll just probably run a little downwind there. Probably jump into heading mode, run a little downwind, get ourselves set up for the initial approach fix and on into Arkansas. Let's see. Alright, there we go. Yeah, it's progress page. Let's see, fly config, vector, auto land enable. Pretty interesting. Yeah, looks like I have a little bit of customization here. Miscellaneous menu, thrust management. I think this is our TRS that whoa, what in the world? Holy smokes. The panel just partially disappeared. That was a little unusual. What if data? I don't know what that is. I'm pretty sure someone can chime in and let us know what that is there. Of course, you can import a flight plan. This is very reminiscent of their previous series. Just loved flight plan using the normal flight planner for P3D or whatever. Load it. There you go, flight summary. So yeah, this is the page we've seen. We'll normally, when we land, this page will come up and all this will be populated. So there's that. I mean, fairly straightforward. It's just takes a little getting used to. As far as the auto flight setup, I mean, it's holding airspeed pretty good. 0.74 in the Mach, 270 on the altitude. I mean, everything is fairly straightforward in terms of that. I mean, I don't think there's a whole lot wrong with this airplane that a patch or two can't fix up. There may be something in the logic that we aren't aware of or familiar with. I'm sure maybe some PC specific issues, or perhaps a myriad of things that weren't caught in the beta process that can come up. And I'll get that patched, and I don't think it'll be horrible. I don't think it's horrible. I was a little reluctant when I purchased it because I saw all the bad press on it, and I was like, figured at least give it a try for myself and see. And like I said, it's, not a bad airplane. The sounds, I'm not hearing a whole lot of wind noise or anything, so maybe the sounds can be tweaked a little bit. I think that'll be pretty nice. Even on the outside there, we don't get much noise from the engines at all. I mean, not that you really spend a whole lot of time outside. And looks like, was there a taxi light left on? Let's double check. Just to make sure we didn't leave anything on. I think we did. Yeah, we did. That's what that was. But yeah, I mean, overall, the model isn't too bad. At least I don't think so. One thing I did kind of notice that was really odd is that I'm not exactly sure how the process actually works, but one would assume that when a vendor gets ready to release an aircraft or an add-on or whatever that requires navigation data, perhaps they touch bases with Navigraph. Hey, we're releasing this aircraft XYZ or whatever. Can we get some nav data for it? Or I'm pretty sure there's an exchange that happens, and I don't think the exchange happened because as of right now, I haven't found the nav data for it. Perhaps I overlooked it, or I don't know, but I wasn't able to find any navigation data for it. I did read that there was a workaround temporarily until they get that resolved, but I mean, I'm assuming it uses the same type of navigation data that the previous version used. I'm not sure. That I'm not 100% sure on, but oops. Well, yeah, there's that. Like I said, I really wish we could get rid of the yoke. Kind of gets in the way a little bit. But yeah, I have no sounds. We did initially, and all of a sudden they're gone now. So I'm not sure. Not sure what that's all about. But actually, while we're cruising here, as I was mentioning earlier, you have to manually input your V speed. So I'll go to our little sheet here and let's go to performance, landing. Of course, we don't have the wind component and all that, but we'll make do. Let's see. Alright, what's our, go back here and look. See if I can find it somewhere. Just kind of see if I can find the weights here, gross weight. Alright, there we go. Of course, we're going to be a little lighter than that. Takeoff, climb, cruise, ascent, landing. Alright, let's see, here we go. Alright, so one. Around a little interpolation here. Alright, so I'll jump over here. VREF plus 5. 1. See. 135. And VREF 130. There we go. Alright, so at least that's out of the way. That's kind of a bummer about the panel lights. Ooh, that's washed out. Let's see here. Yeah, it's a little... I mean, one thing I can say, I mean, she's definitely a little rough around the edges. That's no doubt. But I think it's a good start. Like, I really do. Despite our issues on departure there. I think that was a mixture between, you know, we're not too familiar with this aircraft just yet. So, like I said, it is a bit of a learning curve to get a good handle on her, but I don't think it'll be too bad. Now, would this be something I would say, you know, jump out and, you know, spend your last $60 to go grab? I mean, I don't know. It depends on how bad you want an RJ, and also depends on how patient you are with the shortcomings as they are. Like I said, I'm pretty sure they'll be fixed. Just as of right now in its current state, she is a little rough around the edges, but she's not horrible. Pretty decent systems page. Pretty much everything's here. Fuel, electrics, environmental control systems. Now, I don't think this will be anything on the scale of it does respond to temperature changes, so that's pretty cool. Now, normally you expect for that to be a little more gradual, but you know, it's nice that it's in there. Anti-ice system, of course, is there. Of course, down here, hadn't had a chance to really test it, but that's one thing I really like about the E-Jet series is that, I mean, the type of missions these things fly. I mean, you'll see them on 190-mile legs, and you'll see them on 1,200-mile legs. So I mean, they're extremely versatile, and you know, it's an aircraft I think that will keep us busy for quite some time. But you know, as I said, just gotta get a few kinks worked out, and I think this thing will be pretty nice. All right, getting pretty close to our descent point. Pro tip: if you hold the control button, it does increase the increments as you're making adjustments and you're adding altitude. I'm sure it does it for speed as well, but I haven't tested that one yet. It's starting to get dark. There's another view over there. Not bad looking. You also have a really nice cabin view for those of you who love those, who like those cabin views. I'm assuming this is first class. I'm assuming. You got that there. Now the way they did the packages. I'm over here running my app. Let's see, what do we need to do here? All right, there we go. There's several ways you can go about purchasing this thing. Now you can buy the 17, 170, 175, 190, 195. You can get all that for $100, or I just bought the 175 and the 195, and you can get that for $49, I think, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So those are your options there in terms of purchasing it. I mean, to me, the differences were, I don't know, marginal. So I just, you know, opted for the 175. All right, so I'm pull up my charts here for XNA. See if I can find it somewhere. All right, there we go. Northwest Arkansas Regional. What was it? 1.6, I think. There we go. All right, so let's jump over here. Dive over here to the radio page and just double check what we got here. And I'll just manually set that. One really nice feature I do like is most time we get a frequency handed off by air traffic control, like, you know, contact departure on 21.5 or 21.6 or something like that. You just do 21.5. There you go. Oh, it fills it for you. So that's pretty cool. Anyhow, what's stylus? 111. So we'll do 11.5. there, and there we go. Now the flight management system also automatically populates those for you, but for all intents and purposes, I just go ahead and throw them in there myself. And to yank on the spoilers a little bit. The flight model. See, here's the deal. It's really difficult for me to say that the flight model is off or it's doesn't feel right because I've never flown it. So it's just, I don't know. For what it is, you know, like I said, this isn't a gospel by any stretch of imagination, but you know, it feels a little off to me. But as I said, never flown it. So you know, I think one would have to just use their own judgment. I mean, there's a few Embraer drivers. I think in fact, a lot of the tutorial videos that Feelthere has, they've employed a Embraer pilot, and you know, he does the tutorials or whatnot, and I mean, it seems okay. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it's really hard to, you know, I do know they're quite powerful, so I mean, it doesn't feel overpowered to me. I know they're very, very capable airplanes, so you know, it's just like I said, just really difficult to talk flight dynamics when you know you don't have any experience on the airframe. And you know, those who do, I mean, those who do say, "Oh, it's, you know, doesn't feel right. This and that." It's just, you know, I mean, unless they have experience in the actual airframe, you know, it's kind of hard to, you know. Now you can tell, you can tell, of course, if something's just completely wonky, and it's like there's no way, you know, this thing flies like this. You know, that's one thing, but I mean, if it's, man, you know, it's just really hard to say. Really hard to say. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and drop this guy into heading mode. And so we're getting pretty close to Razorback. So like I said, we're probably just gonna cross it and hit a little downwind there. And that should set us up nicely for base to final. That's the plan, at least. I mean, there's a lot of little nuances. Right now, for example, I'm not sure if you guys noticed this there's a little switch. There's a little switch here, and it says FMS and managed. Of course, right now, all the speeds are managed by the flight management system, or you can throw it in manual and manipulate the speeds yourself. Like, for example, we'll throw them in manual. Just be careful. It's easy to hit this and not mean to hit it, and it automatically throws it back into whatever the commanded speed was from the FMS, and it goes all kinds of crazy. Like that. So, just a heads up. Yeah, it's really hard to make adjustments. Okay, all right. Especially when the night lighting is not all the way there. Okay, that helps a little bit. That helps a little bit. Alright, getting pretty close to our waypoint there. Alright, so once we cross Razorback, we'll start that approach. Alright, I'm through a little bit of yank on the spoilers a little more, then we're going to jump in vertical speed mode and increase that vertical speed a little bit, and then you can kind of see it there. We're going to be going under our vertical profile just a little bit, but quite honestly, I'm not too terribly concerned about it. Press for, yeah, I'm pressing it, and we're still in Mach. That's a little. All right, let's see if we can. Make our heading change here. We'll do like 33340. See how it works out for us, and try to keep her under 250 knots. That's the plan, at least. Overhead panel, there we go. Holy smoke, so weird. Landing lights turn on. Holy cow, wow. Wow. Alright, let's see if we can, we'll do about 1100 foot per minute. Alright, so let's, for this guy on VR localizer, and let's see. Okay, that does me absolutely no good. KXNA. Trying to get the approach course. Uh, 159. Five one 159. Where you at? Where you at? Right there. All right, cool. Oh, that's two. Can't really even use the landing lights. Let's see if we can at least get the taxi lights on, I suppose. Maybe that'll help illuminate the runway a little bit. Shallow hour descent. What's this? Where are we at? No idea what my speed is. What my speed set for, that is. All right, there we go. no wing flex. Just throwing that out there. Those of you who are interested in that. Alright, let's see if we can. Just our heading. A little quicker than that. That should help us dispose of some of that energy as well. Should be. Need to verify that. That is strange. It's really strange. I don't like this much head down, but we're in. So I got a little IMC going on here, so it would be nice to get this localizer indented. Should be 11.55, but or maybe I'm doing something wrong. That's really weird. Yeah, we're at 11.55. I'm looking at it clear as day on our chart, and very strange. Very strange indeed. Let's zoom in a little bit. We're at 4,000 feet. We need to. All right. Let's see. I think we may have to go mist for this one. I think it's one of those airports where we just don't have a we don't have a either the AFCAD is weird and not updated or what, but let's disengage all throttle because I don't know what she's doing there. We're just gonna kick in some spoiler. Definitely may have to go around. All right.
Terrain.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
Whoa. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go around. We are gonna go around since apparently ILS does not work at this airport. Excellent. And like I said, I'm not sure if it's something I'm not doing correctly or what, but the push buttons for the to sync the heading and to change from Mach to indicated are not working. And fortunately, those are pretty important. But at least we can take the opportunity to kind of hand fly it. See how she does. And let's see. I really do not want to go back in that cloud layer, and I have no ILS to tune into. And it's kind of weird because it's a fairly fair day, but alright, let's see if we can first thing I want to try to do is make sure we aviate. And we can worry about navigation here in a minute. We might be able to squeeze in a visual if I can get her turned around. Give me a little bit, a little trim up there. There she goes, trim up just a little bit. She flies actually pretty good. I mean, it's very predictable at low air speeds. Alright, let's see if we can grab flaps 2. I will say she does have a hard time of slowing down. I mean, we literally got weather around the airport and that's it. Literally. Let's see if we can figure out something here. Arrival, runway. 3-4. Yes, insert. Activate. Alright, let's see if we can go direct Lindsay. Active. Let's see. I do not like you guys zoom in constantly to get this thing to alright, we go back to the radio page. What is that? I have no idea what to. Wish there was a way we can throw this guy like back into auto. Alright, we're slowed down to about alright. Was that the it was 90 the let's see, it was 3-4. Alright, 11.55. Alright, I guess that's accurate. Yeah, 11.55 should be the actual frequency, but watch my bank angle. All right. So we got the localizer active. Looks like it's active, but I think that's the runway. The runway in sight there. Might add a little power. All right. All right, then we got runway in sight. Let's go ahead and call gear down. So I don't really hear the gear actuation or anything. Perhaps that's normal. I mean, I don't think so though. That's a little weird. Yeah, definitely some work on the button controls there, because I'm not able to. I'm still unable to take the speed selection out of Mach. So, like I said, maybe that's me, but I don't know. I don't think so. All right, flaps 4. A little high, but I'd rather be a little too high than too low, that's for sure. Flaps 5. Pick the nose up a little bit, burn some airspeed. There we go. Looks like airspeed's falling off. There we go. Now, apparently, they are known for their nose up attitude on approach. So, at least that's did a pretty good job in that aspect. Alright, a little power there. Wind shifting on me. Getting kind of low. Crank up the power a little bit. There we go. Get under it there. I have no landing lights, so I'm gonna have to kind of just got my taxi lights on right now. All right. Looking pretty good there. I'm gonna keep the power in just a little bit.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Alright, I'm going to get out of it. Alright, you can come down. You can come. It's okay. It's okay. Ground is good. Alright, reverse. Alright. Yeah, definitely not the most spectacular. Definitely not the best trip, but we made it. Yeah, it's definitely some work on the landing lights for sure. Also had some issues with the auto flight system. Some of it, of course, where it was just not being familiar with the airplane, but like for example, having the capability of pressing those. See if I can see if we can stop here, and I can show you guys. But for example, we turn on the landing lights, and yeah, so we got that. This we should be able to at least press this to sync our heading bug. Can't do that. We should be able to press and go between indicator speed and Mach, and can't do that either. So that can cause some problems, especially on approach. The ILS issue, I think that's just so I've in the past I have had problems with this airport. I think it's the AFCAD. I need to see if I can find a more updated AFCAD. But yeah, definitely be nice. And perhaps if it's already been reported, I'm not sure. But that's the issue that I had. But I mean, the modeling looks good. It's just when they set you up like this, I mean, you can't read. It's just really hard to read. So you kind of have to bounce in between to really have an idea of what you're looking at. Go ahead and get cleaned up here, and we'll bring her back to the gate. I mean, as far as the ground handling, though, the ground handling looks pretty good. I mean, we're at idle and we're already moving, so that's not too shabby at all. Trying to think of anything else. Yeah, I mean, it's fuel issues with the model, with the doors and everything. It'd be nice to see if they could take a look at that. To at least, you know, if we can open just the main cabin door on the left side, I think that'd be perfect. I'm totally fine with using the key commands for that. Although, once again, as I said, we do get spoiled by all of the additional with the electronic flight bags and the capability of being able to open doors and things like that through the, I think what some developers you can open the doors through the FMC. Some of them, you know, they have a little EFB over there. You can open the doors with that. I mean, it'd be nice to have a graphical interface, but it's not just huge. But definitely, we should be able to, you know, hit Shift E or whatever it is for you, Shift E and 1 or whatever, and be able to open just one door instead of both. Also, I saw on the text string on that side of the door was black, but I mean, it's nice. Like I said, it's not. It's more kind of nitpicking, but this for sure. That, yeah, hopefully they get that lined out. I'm not sure how it looks on the inside there. Of course, looks like it may be, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, this is, as you see it right now, this is with the landing line on. So just FYI. But all in all, I mean, it's really not a bad airplane. I'm really excited to learn it, and I'm really get a better understanding of the E-Jet series. I mean, I see these things all the time at the airport, and I'm sure you guys do too. And I mean, I think it'll be definitely a huge, a widely used airplane in a lot of virtual hangars since, you know, they're so versatile. You know, really excited for this release. And I mean, I don't think, you know, I don't think this thing's is a lost cause at all. I really don't. I mean, depending on who you talk to, it's like, oh my gosh, it's terrible. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's definitely some work that needs to be done, but you know, I think it's nothing. Feelthere can't manage. GSX, the pushback functionality works well. I did try the fueling earlier, and the fuel truck just kind of drives by, chills for a second, and moves on. So I don't think the logic or whatever is there for that just yet. I'm not saying that it couldn't happen in the future, but it's just not there yet. Yeah, just recap. So yeah, we had that RTO earlier today, so that was interesting. It's good to see that the RTO function works. I've really been in a position to have to use it, but it was nice to know that it was there. But yeah, hardware throttles, just make sure that you know, like we were covering earlier, just make sure you kind of, as you're increasing to takeoff thrust, just kind of follow. It's just best just to follow the auto throttle as it takes the thrust levers from you. Just kind of follow it with your hardware throttles and kind of just max them out there, and you won't have to worry about it for the rest of the flight. So, but yeah, other than that, it was an interesting trip. Hope to get more updates from Feelthere as to when they're gonna get us a patch. Yeah, because it's dome light. That's weird. Now the dome light looks more natural than anything else. So I don't know. Then you got the little, I don't know. We'll go ahead and kill these guys and we'll call it a day. I don't even think the APU's warmed up yet, but that's alright. That is alright. But yeah, definitely looking forward to a patch on this one. Get this thing lined out, and it will be finally the regional add-on for P3D that we've all been dreaming of. Oh man. Anywho, think that's gonna be, oh, there she goes. Think that's gonna be it for me for right now. Appreciate those of you swinging by. Once again, Merry Christmas, and we'll be talking with you guys soon. Take care.